Okay, before I start this video, I want to show you something because I'm very proud of it. Let me show. Look what I made. Look what I made. It's so beautiful, mate. It's so beautiful. It's not done yet, but it's going good, you know, it's going good. All right. Whoa, guys, good to be back in the seat. Firstly, I hope everyone is doing well. I'm doing good. So that's, I think, good to tell you guys. And I want to share a story. I want to share something that might be very good information for you. But before I'm going to tell this story, I want to start with the fact that I would have driven tomorrow. Tomorrow is a test day for a lot of people on Circuit Zandvoort. And as you know, I'm a racing driver and I don't want to miss out that chance. So I knew about this test day like a month ago. I think it was announced then, maybe 2 months ago even. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let's just save my money and let's just drive that day. So I got a team, I got a car, and it was pretty sure, and I saved my money. And yesterday I heard that I needed an extra 3k. And that was a bit, yesterday, it's tomorrow, so that's 2 days before the day itself. So that's way too quick, and I was not able to make 3k in 2 days. And now you might think, wow, that's a very big downset. I'm very upset about it because I expected me to drive for 2 months. I was really looking forward to the moment. I was training a lot. And now once again, this year, I missed out that chance. And because you guys don't really know me that well, I want to tell you that in 2024, I had the opportunity to drive in the Mazda MX-5 Cup season. And because I missed the first round because of money, I was able to do the second round. But then I also missed the second round. I was able to do the third round. But then I was also missed out the third round. The biggest chance for me was to enter in the fourth round. But I also missed that one. And the fifth round and the sixth round. And then the season was over. And that was a very, very big, well, mental hit. A very big mental hit to me. But this is what I also want to talk about in this video. How do I stay motivated? And how can you also stay motivated? A question I get so many times is, Kian, after all these upsets, after all these mental hits, after all these difficult moments, because money is not there, the talent is there, but the money is not there, how are you still able to recover and keep pushing and keep coming out of that trouble and staying focused? I want to talk about that in this video. So as you know, I'm a racing driver. It's not very big news right now, I think. As a racing driver, you need talent. You need a lot of talent, but not only talent, you need a lot of dedication and hard work. And that is something that has been my life from the past, I don't know, 5 years. Hard work to become the best version of myself as a racing driver. So that means racing every day, going to the gym 4 or 5 times a week to track my fitness and my endurance, running a lot, biking a lot, but also staying mentally sharp and focused and skipping parties, skipping too much going out with friends. And evenings like these, I feel very lonely, but then I'm just doing stuff for my career. So that's simply what you need as a racing driver. But next to that, you also need social skills, and you need to have a good marketing. And well, as you know, racing is very expensive. A lot of drivers have to quit it because of the money, but also a lot of drivers can't start because of the money. And that is a scenario that I'm in for more than a year. When I was 15, I got scouted by YRDA Motorsport because of how good I was. But also they needed money for me to get into the program. So yeah, that meant that at 15 years old, I already struggled with money. But on one day, I got the money and I got the sponsor, and that was good. And then I could go to England. But now I've not been to England for almost a year because there's simply no money. And that is that's really hurting because you're good, but you just don't have the money. That's the problem. So yeah, that's very mental in this sport. It's at least 50% marketing, it's at least 50% sponsoring and money. Without money, you won't be anywhere. You know, money absolutely wins off talent. That's no news. That shouldn't be a big surprise. That is something we all have to accept at day one. And I already knew that was a thing when I started racing, but it's just so tough and difficult to still go through it. But it makes us stronger. Now, when I got older and Arden told me, Jamie Horner told me, Steve Hutchinson told me, all my trainers, they told me like, okay, Kian, you can go racing. We actually want you to in Formula 4, but we understand that the money is not there. Which means that I was actually good enough to drive in the Formula 4. But the money was not there, and they understood that, and I understood that, and I accepted that. So I decided, you know what, I can start in the Mazda MX-5 Cup. This is a Dutch national series. We also drive in Spa and in Zolder, so in Belgium. But it's a national series of a Mazda Cup. I think you guys have heard about it. And it's a very good startup. It's they broadcast it on television, so it's a very good start to start your career as a junior driver. So I wanted to get into the Mazda MX-5 Cup. I contacted the team, but I knew, okay, this is also going to be a lot of money. So in whatever way, I need sponsors. And I was always focused to get the best conversation possible with anyone, because there is a 0.1% chance that the team from the Mazda MX-5 Cup will say, Kian, sure thing, you can actually drive without paying, we'll pay for you. Of course that won't happen, but you always hope. So yeah, so I went on conversation, I got the seat, but the only thing that I needed was the money, the sponsors, the people, the partners, and that was so difficult. I was only 16 years old. Not when I started, I was 15 when I started. I was 16 years old when I actually had to fully focus on getting these big sponsors. And I didn't know what I was doing wrong because I never made these mistakes. And in 2024, I made all these mistakes. And I think you can understand at this point of the story that it's a very mental challenge, that mentality also plays a part, and that if you get rejected by the first sponsor, it's already a mental hit. Well, I didn't get rejected by one sponsor. I get rejected by at least 20 companies, maybe 30. So that's really tough. And it also, with some, it came so close. With a few, it came so close to become my sponsor, and I was actually able to race, but close is not enough. So yeah, that was a bit of a challenge. And honestly, in 2024, I've really sometimes thought of giving up. And it was super close for me to actually give up. But I was like, why would I give up? It's my sport. It's my love. I would never give up on something or someone I love. So why would I give up? That was the point where I was like, what am I doing? So what I want to simply say is that it's not motivation that I'm going through. You think I'm still motivated after all these years of racing, dedication, going to the gym 3 or 4 times a week, running at least 2 or 3 times a week, training for 10 hours a week, which is not racing, and also racing comes along. Do you think that I'm actually able to keep that motivated? Of course not. It's all discipline. Every story starts with motivation, and sometimes you have those motivation highlights and peaks, which is great, and which means that you really love the thing you're doing. But it's mostly discipline and believing in the process, trusting the process, keep going, never stop. And even though you don't want it, you know that you love it, so you have to chase your heart and chase your dreams. And I also want to tell you guys, please don't use motivation as an excuse. Use yourself as an excuse, which means that you have to keep going and you have to do whatever you do. Don't rush yourself. Don't give yourself too much work. That's not going to work. It's never going to work. Do something that works for you, okay? Do something that works for you. Start building up. Do it easy first and then make it harder, because otherwise you're never going to make it. And of course you don't need motivation, but also don't ask yourself too much discipline at the start, because no one is perfectly disciplined at the start and everyone has its down weeks. I'm also not the most consistent on YouTube. I try to post every 2 days, but it's been 3 days since my last YouTube video. And I'm still enjoying it and I'm still happy in the journey. So please, please don't use motivation, but trust the process and keep going. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thanks a lot for listening. Thanks a lot for giving me the chance to share my story with you. Please share your story. I don't really matter that the comment is going to be very long. I really would like to read your story. And be sure to also follow Kian Golshayan and Mission Kian on Instagram to read more about this. Because I'm not only on YouTube talking about this. This is for me a priority.